Good day to ya, Governor. I want to do a quick check-in with Divine Masculine and just see what the energy is looking like. Hopefully I'll get to the feminine because we want to do the unification, the balancing of the energies inside. I'm just being called, like usually, to the masculine. So let's see, masculine, what's going on? Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. Whoa, Ten of Pentacles. All right. Well, there's definitely a lot of love and fulfillment on the mind. I kind of want to get some more information, but this looks great. Okay, masculine is feeling very powerful in their emotions right now. They feel very good about the self-love that they've been giving to themselves. Maybe they've been taking time to build up these pentacles, or even just to kind of like basically honor the temple that is them. I'm also seeing material success, and you know, it kind of like paying off and coming from a place of serenity and love and abundance. So masculines are in a really, like here, just looking really positive energy. Wow. You know what? I feel like, all right, masculine. I don't really have anything to say. Like, why don't we go ahead and just jump into the feminine then? Like, I mean, I'll get some more clarifiers and stuff on this, but I mean, for the masculine, with this Queen of Cups, I just feel like, and the Ace of Cups, and it could be just, you know, the winter season holidays coming up, but they're feeling very emotional and sensitive and full of love. And, you know, it even comes with this Ten of Pentacles, like they're feeling, oh my God, in my mind I just heard have a holly jolly Christmas. Like, like they're just feeling really holly jolly and wanting to, like, you know how like the dad always dresses up as Santa Claus to like surprise the kids, and it's never about the fantasy, right? It's always about the thought that counts. It's the love vibration that this masculine is in and wanting to bring, you know, love and fulfillment, emotional integrity to the happy home. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is the full house and home. Okay, so masculine, you're looking and feeling pretty good right now. So maybe I'm tuning into something else. All right, so I'm gonna put masculine on the side for a moment. And I am going to just jump into the feminine. What's going on with the feminine? Feminine energies. Whoa. I'm going to take them. King of Swords, Four of Cups, the High Priestess, the World. Oh, I'm sorry, the Magician. And the Nine of Pentacles. So feminines are feeling a bit more independent, okay? Feminines are kind of like, you know what, with the King of Swords and then the Four of Cups, like there's really this like cutting out of the bullshit. Like it's kind of like this discernment of, yeah, I'm not just gonna take anything, okay? Like my intuition, my High Priestess, my inner knowing, my spirit, you know, all the magic that I am, it puts me in, you know, this independent place where I'm cutting off, like this one says indifference, okay? And the King of Swords for this one says decisions. So the decision is to recognize these discernments of when spirit is talking, okay? And actually not just grabbing at everything that presents itself, even though, you know, the Four of Cups is like depicted sometimes as like Well, it's spirit offering you that extra cup, and you're just focusing on the 3 cups that's knocked over, which isn't that great. But at the same time, I'm just hearing that with this King of Swords and with this High Priestess, it's more of like a authentic honoring of the spirit. Like when your spirit tells you something, feminines are like, oh yeah, that's not a freaking joke. Like my spirit is helping me create, this one says comfort. But my 9 of Pentacles, all the work that I've done for myself got me to this point. And it's kind of cool actually, because then masculine's at the 10, okay? And he's like all ready and waiting in love. So like, really, I'm hearing that this is about the feminine balancing some, yeah, I'm going to go into the feminine then. Because feminine's got the 9 of Pentacles, and it looks like divine masculine is waiting to bring that 10 Pentacles. So really, it's the feminine right now that's having some indifference on those decisions of, basically, well, who knows what of. It could be a lot, but they're trusting their intuition. They're trusting the intuition and the tools that they have accumulated that have brought them the success this far. They're trusting that. They're not just going off willy-nilly. Like these are very, what's the word? I wanted to say analytical, but it's not necessarily. But it's very just like with the King of Swords and the Magician and the High Priestess, it's kind of like, what I'm hearing is that it's like this no-nonsense approach to this, not bachelorhood, but just creating for oneself, the Magician, creating for oneself, trusting taking a step back and going within and making decisions based on, well, this one says power, but the intuition, the spirit, the guided, the reflection, like this is also, the High Priestess is a very, divine feminine type card for me as well, because it's just like you're patient. You're kind of, your power is sitting in a standstill sometimes and just not exerting, it's more of receiving, getting that knowledge, receiving that magic. And I feel like the feminine is in this energy where they're just not taking no nonsense. If you make me question you, and I have to make an indifference sort of decision about you, if there's indifference that's causing a decision about you, the feminine is going straight within and pulling out the magic to basically cut out anything that is distracting from her 9 of Pentacles or their 9 of Pentacles. It's like, I heard homie don't play that. Smack you with the across the face. Homie, don't play that. Feminines, let's look at some of this stuff here, shall we then? Okay, so what is this 4 of Cups? What is so indifferent? What is this 4 of Cups about? The 5 of Wands, which says the tests. Okay, and 5 of Wands is a competition card as well, so it could be tests that are outside of us, and it could be tests that are inside of us. And with this High Priestess, I feel like, and with the 9 of Pentacles, it's more of like a self-test. It's really more of a self-test, but let's get some more information. Oh yeah, almost dropped it. What are these tests about? Oh, the 2 of Cups. Relationships and partnership. You're just not, feminines are just not taking anything. They're just not taking the cup. Like with this 4 of Cups and this 2 and the 5 of Wands with the 2 of Cups, right? Like this is what the explanation is, the clarifiers. They're not just taking anything. I will no longer just take anything as a relationship. I will no longer just take any sort of partnership that causes me to fight, maybe to have conflict within or conflict without, especially with this indifference and this test. It's like anything that causes me to have like fight in me is something I'm definitely using my intuition and my, like my higher knowing about, you know, and I'm cutting that out. It's like no bullshit. The test of the relationship, of the partnership. And I'm a little bit curious about what about the partnership is testing. Because, you know, everybody, we all have this 3D world. So it's kind of like, you know, what is causing this test of the partnership? Of just like, I'm hearing I'm not taking it. I'm not just taking anything. I'm not just taking any cup that's offered. I don't even care if it shows up out of nowhere or if it seems like, you know, like God has sent it. Like, I'm not hopping on it yet. I'm going to wait. I'm going to use my higher, better judgment. You know, I'm going to make sure that it still creates my sense of independence and stability for myself. But I just want to see okay, let's see. What other information, Divine Feminine, about the test about partnership? You know, it could be that we are literally in a test of our partnership right now. For some of us going through it, for some of us that are not going through it, if you have someone or if you don't, your partnership could be being tested right now. And feminines are like, I'm just not taking, I'm just sitting back. I'm not bullshitting anymore. I'm not faking the funk because I can do this myself. I can create my whole 9 of Pentacles by myself, you know, like I can get my success and have my journey and my good time, you know, by myself, authentically, you know. I don't need to be worried about the good times that are over or fighting for my partnership, depending on what sort of, you know, 4 of Cups energy has brought in this. All right, let's see. What is this fighting of the partnership about? What is some of the energy that is about? The World. So, okay, let's see. It says success. Starting over, like starting something successful and new is what I'm hearing. Like, feminines are feeling a bit challenged. Maybe there's old cycles that keep repeating. And that's why it's just like, you know what? I am no longer taking what once was. Like, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to sit back and let spirit kind of work through me. I'm going to let the magic unfold. And I'm going to let my independent kind of dreams, my own dreams and my own hard work, you know, really just show through. Because even this World card with the test, it's like there's been a test of your partnership, of maybe even how you feel successful in this partnership. It's really been a challenge for you to feel as though the wheel, or not even the wheel, but that the cycle has begun, has started, or that you've been through all these tests and challenges, you know. You went through it for the partnership and you're like, okay, it's time for that success. Okay, I'm going to get one more. I want to see one more. The Chariot, yeah, the feminine is ready, okay? Feminine is no longer taking the BS, like, about a partnership. Basically, they're either you step up or you step off is what I'm hearing from the feminine. Because the Chariot it says guidance, but it's all about, like, success and driving forward, movement, physical traveling, you know, with the World card. Yeah. This feminine is ready to move forward. Okay, she's not, or they're not, the feminine is not hesitating about waiting, okay? We're not hesitating on hesitating. But, you know, it's kind of hard because usually, like, you're used to jumping out there and having to, like, make some freaking moves for yourself, right? Like, and right now, feminine is sitting back. Feminine is in the energy of, like, I'm gonna sit back and see how this goes. Because, you know what? I'm tired of fighting for a partnership that keeps repeating certain cycles when I'm ready to drive forward. Feminines are ready to drive forward. No nonsense. You know, this King of Swords and this Four of Cups is like, no bullshit. Like, I'm honoring my intuition, you know? I know spirit tells me. I trust my spirit. I trust intuition. I trust my gut, because my gut has always made things happen for me. Whether we've seen it or not, you know, or saw it happening or not, is always going to be like kind of up to the eye of the beholder. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. Okay, feminine. You know, a part of me kind of wants to be like, okay, let's do some like back and forth therapy or something, because masculine masculine is in a different, you know, is just in a more calmer energy. Masculine is feeling very powerful in their emotions right now. Good job, masculine. Whatever self-love that you have been doing and honoring your sensitivity, you're acknowledging, you know, your magnetic powers, right? Like your feminine powers. It's showing in the real world. Like you're actually getting the support and the manifestation of material things that come from being in your own self-love. You know, maybe what I'll do is, because I was going to do a back and forth, but why do we even need to do a back and forth? Clearly, we see here that our right side is feeling very loving and powerful in their sensitivity, and we see that the left side is honoring the truth, their truth. Okay, you know, feminines and masculines, like there's been a lot of distortions for both of us, and then like the division of gender, like, oh, you can only be this or you can only be this, when in fact we are both. And through balancing both those energies will help us feel more at peace, you know, with bringing in our 9 pentacles, our 10 pentacles, you know, having completion of old cycles and feeling successful with where we've been and what we've been through, to be able to charge ahead with new ideas and new visions and new adventures, you know. Because I feel like the feminine right now is honoring. This doesn't feel like a negative thing either, though. It doesn't feel like, I mean, even with the 5 of Wands, that's like kind of could be like competition or fighting, but this is really more of like a transmutation. Like I'm seeing this 5 of Wands really allow the feminine to develop more tools to create the magic that they need, okay, to bring forth the success in their world. Because it's never going to be someone else makes you happy. If you ain't happy, nobody in this world can make you happy, because it's going to be superficial. It's going to be false. So right now the feminine is really taking a step back to really look at spirit and consider, you know what is the authenticity? What is the truth behind my divine partnership that I'm not fighting? No longer lying to myself is what I'm hearing with the King of Swords and the High Priestess. I'm not lying to myself no more. I'm not fighting myself. I'm not deluding myself over what partnership, divine partnership means or what it looks like. I'm not fighting others about it. I'm going to sit back and really look at what's going on. Yeah, I might be a little indifferent about it. You know, like everybody gets their little attitudes about stuff. Like you could be disappointed about things, looking at the 3 of Cups, the good times and all that. And like, why did it have to go out that way? Or why are we at this point where we are? You know, but again, I feel like this is just a reflection, like an honest look at oneself that the feminine is kind of doing, because it's like, no more bullshit. Like, I'm done. I'm not, homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. Like I want this. If I want my genuine partnership, I'm not going to keep fighting. I don't need to fight. I don't need to fight. You know, you don't have to fight. When you love, you stand up for what you believe in, right? And you go hard for what you believe in, but fighting in a different sense. I mean, this type of fighting where it doesn't feel too good, okay? Competition feels good sometimes when it's like we're on the same page, even with the other team. It's like no sore losers, like that is okay. But fighting in the sense where you're depleting yourself, or where you're looking at situations that are not helpful, or don't even, the past is done, the past is gone. We can't even go back to yesterday and redo what we did yesterday. You can't. There's nothing you can do. All right, there's literally, you just can't even go back in time and redo it. You just can't. you can't. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday doesn't exist anymore. Everything that we did yesterday is a dream. It no longer exists. So this is why I think they say be careful with our actions, because what we do leads to other things, and then we have regret, and then you're sitting and like, I'm just not making no moves. So it's like yesterday is gone, it's done. Feminines right now are definitely like, if you cause me to battle, if you bring me to battle about partnership and love and divine, being and partnership, is like, I might have to leave you behind and start a new cycle, because feminines are, definitely on their own game. They're like, if this doesn't bring my world joy, I'm not showing up for the 10. I'm like feminines are like, I'll sit out. I'll sit out and wait until this battle is over, okay? And because they're gonna get their success. Feminines absolutely are charioting. Well, you're bringing in the success on that chariot. The chariot is bringing in the world, okay? The completion of that cycle. Beautiful. I still can't even help but think this is beautiful, because for one, masculine is actually acknowledging their love, and for the feminines, they're actually acknowledging that they need more than just freaking a little breadcrumb. Like you or not even a breadcrumb, but they want something more. There's something more that they are waiting for, that they want. There's something that they're still contending with, that's still causing them to look at divine partnership in a way that's successful. They want the success of it, the chariot to bring in the success of it, the world having the completion over the battles about love. I know, I hear you. It's like, I'm tired of fighting for love. And the thing is if you're fighting for love in a depleted way, then that's a sign you have to redirect the energy, okay? Because you're giving your energy, you're sending your energy to something that's not building you up. Remember, you have to build yourself up. And if someone causes anxiety, if somebody causes pain, and it's not their fault, maybe they're not even doing it intentionally, and you're like, oh, it's just me overthinking. Like, I cause these things because, like, I overthink and I fight myself. Well, that's still a indication, that's still a trigger, that's still a marker that ding, 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 ding. Hey, this person and this connection and this energy actually fosters some sort of indifference within me that really needs to be looked at. If it's actually putting me in a space where I feel good about myself, where I feel that this is actually divine partnership, where I feel that I am successful in moving forward and that spirit is leading me, A divine partnership is going to bring success. Like, yes, we go through things with people. Yes, like it's not rainbows and cupcakes, At the same time, it's not going to destroy you, though. And if you're feeling destroyed, if you're feeling so exhausted about this partnership that things just really aren't moving the way that you want, it's just time to redirect your energy, or to sit back, to pull back, get quiet, exactly the Four of Cups. Pull back, go into your spirit, go into your higher self, and look at things from a higher perspective, because true love, it's not going to destroy you, baby. It's not going to make your heart, you know, have palpation. Like, you're not going to have cortisol. You're not going to be afraid, okay? You're not going to be feeling like you have to fight. You will feel very pulled forward, okay? You will feel very magnetic and magical. Oh, I thought that was the world card. But yeah, you will feel powerful, okay? True love. And a lot of times, sometimes we just have to think about it like, well, maybe it was lust. Lust is very powerful in our society right now. It will have you confused. Especially, you know, when you've been through it with someone, when you have so many cycles with this partnership, it's really like all you want is success about it, you know? And if you're still fighting, guys, I think that this, for the feminines, is just saying pull back and really, really take a true, authentic look at really what you are making. What are you creating towards yourself? The love for yourself, the success for yourself. And this is for the feminine energy, because if you look at the masculine, they're like, I'm cool. I've been doing my self-love and I'm bringing in my full pentacles. See, the feminine has been distracted, okay? They're still externally putting it on their masculine or their partnership, whereas the masculine is taking it within themselves. Do you see this is the Ace of Cups versus their Two of Cups? Right? Did I do that in camera? Sorry. Sometimes I'm not really looking. I'm just yapping. Okay, the masculine has been doing their self-love. And they're in a very strong, unknockable position. Okay, this 10, like, masculines have been doing the work. And so now feminine, you know, I think it's more of like a kind of a mental thing, because it's like the King of Swords came out. So they're not necessarily in their feelings. They're in their mind, and their mind has to make kind of these decisions. Like they need to be a little bit practical right now, or just, what's the word? What am I thinking of? Just less emotional and more spiritual. Like pulling back. That's why there's that Four of Cups, because they need to sit back and not just pop off their emotions. There's thinking going on, okay? Why am I still competing and fighting, like, with this, with these things, with these cycles that I'm ready to complete? Why am I still fighting with this? And it's not a bad thing. Like, these are things that help us grow, actually. Like, these things help us grow. Like, masculine is growing right now in their emotions. They're learning how to bring self-love and harmony and sensitivity and intuition into creating this full house, okay? Feminines might know how to make a full house, but they haven't learned yet how to honor certain, what's the word? Like mental traps. The competition of the mind when the emotions start getting too indifferent, okay? When the tests of like start coming in is using your mind and your intuition, right? And I feel like that's like a masculine trait that they use, like their mind. Feminines, we use that feeling. Like we're like, well, I feel it. I can tell because I feel it. And masculines are, well, I know because I did, like I can see and I know. Like they use their mind. So let's do just one little more thing from union. So how do we balance then? Union. We got the Holy Father, we got the Holy Mother, and now let's do the ChristosSophia, which is the Holy Son. All about the tri-wave, unity, consciousness. Five of Cups. Okay, so we need to just continue. Wow, Five of Cups. All right, so just truthfully and honestly looking at regrets and things of the past and to remember that there is divine partnership still, you know. It could be that basically I feel like for union, like I'm just seeing like the dirty carpet, right? Like a dirty carpet has shit on the bottom, and when you vacuum, it has to come up to the surface, but that doesn't mean it's done, right? Like you still have to vacuum all the shit that comes to the top and then clean that. So it's kind of like reviewing and reflecting on those times of sadness. I feel like no, we don't need to sit and ruminate over things that we can't change. Yet sometimes at the same, oh, and it's funny because I just was talking about yesterday is gone. Literally can't do anything about it. And this is about spilled milk, the disappointments and the regrets, the lost opportunities of yesterday. So let's take a good look at what happened at this spilled milk. What happened yesterday? Like what is the sadness and the regret about? What is this that is harboring us in these certain ways that, you know, just kind of make us feel. It's interesting because the Four of Cups would be indifferent. And then you've got the Five of Cups coming out for the union. And in my mind, I'm just hearing like taking time out to really look at our past regrets so that we can heal them. Because usually the Five of Cups is 3 cups knocked over and you don't notice that you still have 2 of Cups. Like you don't notice that there's still, that's so funny. It's like all these cards, the 2 of Cups is still there, right? So, and that, you know, it doesn't happen just right away, especially if you're in this, well, maybe for the masculine, they're able to do this a lot easier. It looks like because you're coming from self-love. When you love yourself, you don't judge yourself. You're just like, wow, what an experience. What an adventure. Right? Let's see what else. What about this Five of Cups? Six of Cups. Okay, so definitely looking at relationships or just past the childhood. I'm hearing childhood. Wow. Well, that's crazy. Both these cards both say support. Looking at the past parts where you felt supported, or not supported, I'm sorry. And this could also be, I'm hearing childhood wounds, because sometimes a lot of it is not even what our partner has done. It's really a trigger, okay? What they do, like the spilled milk is always a trigger about like what happened in the past when you didn't feel supported or when you didn't necessarily know what to do. Poor children. We need to give them so much more like credit and understanding for being like capable human beings, because you know, there's just so many times in our childhood where we don't feel supported. We don't know how to advocate for ourselves. You don't know how to stick up for yourself. Hurry up, we gotta go, get in the car, get dressed, do this. Like you don't really have control over those things. And that when you grow up, depending on how many of those situations or experiences that you had, it can have you regrettable about stuff, like, because then that's how you treat other people. It's always a reflection, you know. So there's a need right now for union. To bring about union is to go, oh my God. That's so funny because I was talking shit. I was talking my shit about, hey, we can't go back to yesterday and we can't redo this and we need to let it go. And guess what? I got hit with spirit saying, actually, you can't go back and redo it, but you can look at it and you can heal it. You can reconcile it. Now, that is another question in itself, because how do you do that? Well, if I would say, asking the masculine, you bring love to it. You bring your Queen of Cups to it. You bring self-love to it, you know, and that's probably the best thing Yeah, what I'm seeing is that the masculine is gonna have to step in for the feminine right now, and offer a little bit more, which is really cool because I've been having visions of my own masculine just being like super supportive and caring and just like, I don't know, just like super nurturing. Yeah, like I had interesting visions about this exactly. Like they're like, I'm bringing home, I want to bring home all this love and nurturing, like healing though. They want to do this healing of the sadness. Like it literally was like wiping tears and pain and sending energy to like heal the aches and pains. Basically, it was like a nice little massage. In my vision, but it was like, it was technically like, it was more of a intention to heal, like not just rubbing the muscles, like it was like going into cellular layers and like healing the past and the times that, different lifetimes where, you know, just fucked up shit has happened. And even in this lifetime, it's just like disappointments and regrets and missed opportunities, but like healing that, like him healing that, or the masculine healing that for sure, you know, like stepping more in for the feminine side, because the feminine's very much in their mind, in their head, and like in this kind of competition sort of, I think it's just really with the self, because like you're sitting back indifferent about partnership, but that's something that you can take away from this, feminines, is that we're balancing both masculine and feminine. So again, if you're always watching this for another person that's outside of yourself, remember that they are your mirror. They only treating you how you treating yourself, okay? And I'm sorry if nobody likes to hear that, and that's a hard pill for me to swallow, but you know what though? Gosh, guys, I hate to sound so like, homie, don't play that, but if you act like a hoe, they gonna play you like a trick. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying though? How you treat yourself is how other people are gonna treat you. So not necessarily that you're acting like a hoe, right? Like, let me give you an example. I'm so friendly, I'm so nice and friendly, that it can come off as being taken advantage of, right? And then I'm upset now and I'm resentful because my goodwill was unappreciated, or just like I feel that it was taken, right? I feel like I gave and my goodness was not reciprocated. My 3 cups got knocked over. My good time got knocked over, right? That's how you sometimes go about stuff. But the funny thing is that these experiences with other people are the mirror for us to heal our own wounds, because I have to deal with that. Why am I giving to get anyway, right? What's my intention then? If I gave and then I don't feel like, oh, this person didn't give back to me. Wait, why are you giving in the first place? That's a childhood wound or something. You know what do you get what I'm trying to say though, hopefully, okay? Because these people, they're mirrors for our own healing, our own reconciliation, to give ourselves this love, this self-love, and this support, okay? Sorry, I went off on a tangent because, you know, I had to spark up a little bit. It's so early. Usually I do my videos a little bit later, but it's so early that, I don't know, I was just called to do it. So Union is saying that maybe we do need to take an inventory of those bitternesses. Like if you're still having, okay, here it's coming through. If you're still having like bitterness and resentments, you need to make a resentment list so that you can heal it. And basically a resentment list is just for today. Sometimes you don't need to like sit there for fucking 20 days and do this shit. You just do for today, and then the list tomorrow might change. Right in this moment, what are you having like sadness and regrets about? and you pick, you know, just the things that come to your mind. And then you know what you do to it? You reconcile it. So, for example, I might put so and so's name on my list. Why? Because, you know, I feel abused and ignored or something, right? Like that's your resentment. You put that down there. Then next to it, what you would say is, you know, you would write down, I forgive you, thank you, you know. And sometimes for other sort of like regrets and resentments that aren't as when you start really looking at it and you understand your sometimes your part in it, you know, the list then says, I forgive you, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, you know, and you let it go. For example, like if I had my sister or someone on the list, and by the way, I have like 5 sisters, so you'll never know, like, unless I'm really like talking about who it is. But like sometimes we have these regrets, and I regret treating you this way, I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, right? The resentments or the guilt and the pains, like this is what sometimes this work is about, like especially when we're balancing. It's just kind of acknowledging. Some people, you just be like, I forgive you. There's no thank you. Like there's some people sometimes on my list or some situations that I'm just like, I can just forgive you. Sometimes I'm just like, I forgive you and thank you for the lesson. Sometimes I'm like, I'm sorry. That really actually was like my doing, right? Like sometimes I jumped in and manipulated the situation. Some spilled milk is our own fault too, guys. Just because the other person didn't stick around to clean it up and to do that 3 of Cups with you, it doesn't mean that you still can't reconcile. And it's so funny because I was talking my shit. That's how you know spirit is like, at. I was talking my shit. I was like, you can't go back to yesterday. And you can't. You cannot go back to yesterday physically. But spirit is saying it's necessary emotionally to go back and heal. So I would like to apologize because I feel like that was kind of like rude, and not because I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, but like gentle, right? Like I know I've said a few times, like I'm an air sign. I have air, moon, sun, moon, rising in air signs. So I'm very direct, which comes off as cold-hearted, even though like I'm learning as well, you know, all this Cups energy. It's kind of interesting sometimes. I wonder. All right, Spirit, is there any other message? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do a little toss and then I'll do a pull. Okay, so let's see what comes out. If anything, one more. And I'm gonna pull because it didn't come out. Page of Swords and the Sun. Oh yeah, so just shine your light boldly. Shine the light boldly, I think, as you do this this inner work to balance. Masculine is already in a space of honoring self-love with sensitivity, okay? So feminine energy, I feel like maybe if you would like to bring a little sensitivity to your side, that might help, because that's where the masculine is. And for the masculine, you need, okay, masculine to balance your feminine. I really think that there just needs to be a reflection, a pullback, and really think about how like there's times to say I'm sorry. There's times to say I forgive you. There's times to say thank you. And there's times to say I love you. Like it's just for the feminines, like, or for the union, right? Because that's what that's what I pulled for this. Like, how do we balance both sides? But feminine side is definitely a little bit more in the mind and just kind of like indifferent to partnership, external partnership, how it's looking, as opposed to their independence. But again, like Spirit is saying, at least it looks like, honor thyself boldly, brazenly. Look, and it's all a kid. It's all the child. Wait, it's like, he's like, yeah, go back to the childhood. There's something about the childhood I'm seeing with the Six of Cups. Your soul is like, it's okay. Like those times, you know, when you knocked the shit over and your parents screamed at you. Or you hurt yourself and you got screamed at, or like whatever these past regrets. Because remember, now that we're grown up and we're looking at these relationships, we're projecting a lot of what we learned about our self-love onto others. And that's because in that memory, you know, there's healing, okay? Shine that powerful healing. I know it says gossip. It's like the Page of Swords, right? The Page of Swords, communicate very brazenly. And then it says the Sun, your happiness. Like, I really feel like going through the resentment list or the regret list possibly, and then again just being real accountable. You know, there's also this King and Queen energy in here though, guys. So it was the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So never doubt that this is true, that this is still like an authentic show. Like this is a true combination of truth, of emotions. And the last even messages that came out from Spirit is like Page of Swords with the Sun. That's amazing. That's awesome. Take your sword of truth and let it shine, you know, your sun, even through the sadness or through the self-love. Because some of us aren't sad. Some of us aren't necessarily, like, the regrets are regrets. Like, sometimes you feel bad about it. Guilt, you know, I'm hearing guilt in my mind. Also, again, you can just be like, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me. However those combinations go. Like I said, not everything is well, most things, I think it was I forgive you, thank you. I might not have been sorry, and or like, I don't, anyways. But at the same time, you'll recognize like how it feels, okay? And this is just honestly and truly, wow. It's like, honestly and truly, this is like healing. This is really healing. This is really great. Like, I see positive things. Should I just do one more? Let's just do one more. I'm going to get one of these beautiful little alley cards. I don't know. Give us a message. Give us a message. Holy moly, 50 minutes. Potential. Yep. The Magician. The Ace of Cups. The Sun. Oh my gosh, under the sun. The sun fuels life. It's so much potential, guys. Wait, where is it? Alright. Well, I hope this reading was fun, and I will see you on the next one. Haha, ta-ta.